me tell you about their leader, Peter Boykin. He's doing incredible. Get so much support from the gays, and I tell them, because we win, okay? We make America great for everyone, including the gays. Peter, he's a fighter, a real fighter, not like those weak rhinos. No, he stands up for what's right. They tried to cancel him. They tried to shut him down. But guess what? He's still here, just like me. They can't stop us. They don't know what to do with us. And let's be honest, folks, under Trump, America was the most gay-friendly because we had jobs, we had freedom, we had strength. The gays loved it. Everybody loved it. Now look at Biden. Total disaster. Very bad for the gays, very bad for everyone. But don't worry, we're coming back and we're going to make America fabulous again.
We're turning up. Turn it up. Don't turn it down. Truth is loud. So move your feet. Facebook feed to the front page news, Buzz breaking it down with a red state groove. We go right, we bring the light, shining strong, we're taking flight, turning it up. We're here to slay at outer red hats on, and the bass goes boom, boom, boom. We're turn it up, don't turn it down. Normal gays are taking the crown. Merc one nation under God. Blur gays for Trump, standing with pride. Basslands with thumping, let it ride. Shining strong, we're taking flight. Turn it up. We're here to slay. Your car red hats are on and the bass goes boom. Turn it up, don't turn it down. More normal gays are taking the crown. We're one nation under God. We're gays for Trump, standing with pride. Nice lines per lumping, let it ride. Shining strong, we're taking flight. Turn it up, we're here to slay. Car red hats are on and the bass goes boom. Turn it up, don't turn it down. More normal gays are taking the crown. We're one nation under God. We're gays for Trump, standing with pride. Turn it up, don't turn it down. More normal gays are taking the crown. Work one nation under God. We're gays for Trump, standing with pride. Basslines thumping, let it ride. All us are all normal. The straights, gays, bisexuals, and lesbians are all equal under God's eyes. We're loud, we're proud, we're making waves, spilling the tea on the boldest takes. From the Facebook feed to the front page news, breaking it down with a red state groove. Work one nation under God. Look, one nation under God. One nation under God. One nation under God.
Hey folks, welcome to the Normal Gay Agenda with Gays for Trump. This is episode 2, folks. And if you haven't caught episode 1, we went over a lot of stuff on Facebook, on the Facebook group. And tonight I have 2 articles that I'm going to go over. First, we're going to tackle 2 articles from Gays for Trump. They're also copied on, probably copied on Go Right News as well. And we're also going to talk about some of the posts from Facebook. So first off, we're going to talk about relax Trump or Republicans are not taking away gay marriage. Gay marriage under attack, the truth about Trump, the GOP, and your rights. And the next one, some claim Republicans are coming for same-sex marriage, but it's all about what is the truth? Gays for Trump and Go Right News break down the real fight for liberty in our constitutional republic. Find out why Trump says it's done and what's really at stake. And also, we're going to talk about the battle for liberty, DEI flags, historical purges, and the fight for a united constitutional republic. With the Enola Gay under fire, history's under attack. Discover why the iconic Enola Gay is at the center of a fiery battle over DEI, censorship, and the fight to preserve America's past. Will liberty survive the purge? And then afterwards, we'll go over a few posts on Gays for Trump. It's been a busy week, and we're glad you've tuned in. So let's start with the first image, which is, if I can get this to work, no Trump or Republicans are taking away gay marriage. No Trump or Republicans are taking. I think that's the wrong image. I honestly, let's see. I think I don't know if I've got the right image on the website. Let's see. Let me pull up the actual article. I don't know what I wrote. I wrote something different on the article. It says, relax, Trump or Republicans are not taking away gay marriage. Then why the hell is the image wrong? Anyway, we're going to go right to the first page once I can find my window. I'll tell you one thing. Having this long screen makes you figure out where the hell the damn mouse pointer is. Starting with the first article. It is called Relax, Trump or Republicans are not taking away gay marriage. Relax, Trump or Republicans are not taking away gay marriage. And I need to fix the image. So, Gays for Trump, stand tall, liberty over tyranny in our constitutional republic. Picture this, a quiet couple, 2 men who've built a life together, sit at their kitchen table. They've paid their taxes. They've tended their garden and nodded to neighbors, same as anyone else. But somewhere, a politician jots down plans to rip up their marriage certificate. Not because it hurts a soul, but because it clashes with his personal blueprint of, quote, family values. That's not liberty, folks. That's not the constitutional republic our founders fought for. That's the overreach Gays for Trump and Go Right News are battling to stop. We're here with a unvarnished truth. Right-wing news with a constitutionalist pulse, a moderate to conservative Republican core, and an unrelenting passion for individual freedom. This isn't just about bowing to GOP dogma or cheering every word from Donald Trump. It's about defending a constitutional republic where rights aren't pawns for tyrannical agencies or leftist control freaks. Let's dive in. Headlines, facts, and fire. The assault on liberty. Hardline Republicans push to overturn same-sex marriage. Some GOP figures like John Schreiner, Crimea River, want to dismantle Obergefell versus Hodges, the 2015 Supreme Court ruling that cemented same-sex marriage as a nationwide right. Yes, we've had same-sex marriage now for 10 years, and has it really destroyed anything? Now, Schreiber leans on traditional values. But strip it down, it's a religious objection posing as policy. Marriage in our constitutional republic is a secular contract, not a sacred edict. The First Amendment guards your right to faith or freedom from it, without government playing moral dictator. Obergefell, or Obergefell, I don't know, I never pronounced the thing right, pegged marriage as a fundamental liberty under the 14th Amendment. Shriver's dream, it's a steep climb. Think constitutional amendment or a Supreme Court reversal. Both unlikely with public support and legal precedent in play. Yet they push the limits at a deeper inch, a slice of the party eyeing theocratic control. Now, opinion, this isn't about safeguarding families. It's about power cloaked in piety. No groundswell here. Trump and most Republicans won't touch same-sex marriage. Some GOP voices like this John guy dream of dismantling Obergefell versus Hodges, the 2015 Supreme Court ruling that locked in same-sex marriages nationwide. Right. His pitch leans on traditional values, but let's cut through it. It's a religious objection masquerading as policy. Marriage is in our constitutional republic is a secular contract, not a sacred right. The First Amendment shields your faith or freedom from it without government playing moral overlord. Obergefell nailed marriage as the 14th Amendment's liberty. Trump, he shrugged it off, saying it's done. It's settled. Most Republicans follow suit. Public support's too strong, and the legal hill's too steep. Shriver's a loud outliner, not the party line. My opinion, this isn't a Trump-led crusade. It's one man's quixotic, or how do you say it? I think they're saying Don Quixotic jab at power, not a GOP tidal wave, folks. Here's some facts expanded. Obergefell versus Hodges, a 5-4 ruling rooted in the 14th Amendment's equal protection and due process clauses. Justice Anthony Kennedy wrote, quote, "The right to marry is fundamental because it supports a two-person union unlike any other in its importance to the committed individuals. Undoing it demands a tectonic shift, either a constitutional amendment needing 2/3 of Congress and 38 states, or a new court ruling, with Gallup polls showing 71% of Americans support gay marriage, and justices like Brett Kavanaugh calling Obergefell settled. That's a tall order. But yet the left will complain and say that it's happening and Donald Trump's trying to take away your marriage. It's all about, unfortunately, it's all about, getting you riled up, making money. They've been making money off this gay marriage, whatever, marriage issue forever. Marriage versus abortion, apples, oranges, and rights. Same-sex marriage and abortion often gets lumped together as social issues, but they're day and night. Abortion pits a mother's bodily autonomy against the debated rights of a fetus, a clash of interests that fueled Dobbs versus Jackson, Women's Health Organization, to overturn Roe versus Wade. It's a moral and legal tightrope, ripe for religious influence. But marriage, it's a certificate that harms no one. No life hangs in the balance. No tangible victim emergence. And Obergefell protects a consensual union, not a contested act. While Roe's fall provides precedents that can crumble, abortion's complexity gave it shaky ground. Now, marriage's foundation is simpler, stronger, liberty without conflict. The opinion is rolling back gay marriage lacks the ethical weights abortion carries. It's just control for control's sake. And here's facts expanded on this. Abortion contrast. Roe versus Wade rested on the right to privacy, inferred from the Constitution, but its ambiguity, balancing fetal life versus maternal choice, left it vulnerable. Dobbs flipped it by kicking abortion to the states, citing no clear constitutional anchor. Marriage lacks that gray area. No third-party rights are at stake. It's just two adults and a license. Obergefell's clarity makes it a tougher domino to topple. And that's just the start, folks. The family values mask. Whose family counts? The American family values. It's a chorus that loves their catchphrases. Traditional, nuclear, God-fearing. But Gays for Trump knows families don't fit a single mold. Two dads raising a kid, two moms balancing the checkbook. They're as American as baseball. The Constitution doesn't police your bedroom. It protects your rights. Yet some Republicans want to gatekeep who qualifies as a family, ignoring that Obergefell's legal marriage steps on no one's toes. Pew Research pegs over 60% of Americans backing same-sex marriage. So why the resistance? Power, not principle. Pride in the fight. Stonewall's echo endures. Stonewall wasn't just a brawl, folks. It was a roar against oppression. And gay Americans stood up to brutality and won, igniting pride and paving the way for marriage equality. That same defiance fuels Gays for Trump. We're not pleading for acceptance. We're claiming our constitutional birthright. It's the spirit of the American Revolution reborn, liberty over tyranny always. And here's our Gays for Trump monologue, a call to arms. All right, patriots, this is Gays for Trump and Go Right News, bringing it straight. We're a constitutional republic, not a preacher's playground or a leftist lockup. The threats, they're out there. The threats are real. You've got lone wolves like John Shriver itching to shred marriage certificates because don't fit his Sunday sermon. But Trump, he's not playing that game. He's called it done. Most Republicans won't touch it either. The people have spoken and the law's locked in. My rights aren't up for grabs. Not by some holier-than-thou fringe. But sorry, pal, my rights aren't your scripture. The Constitution says I'm free. Free to love, free to build a life, free to call a family without some holier-than-thou gatekeeper crying foul. And don't let you get you wrong, folks. I'm a Christian. And because I talk about this in the secular and the separation of church and state, I'm only going by my constitutionalist values as well. So don't mix this with abortion. That's a dodge. Abortion's a slugfest of rights. Mother versus fetus, life versus choice, my body, my choice. It's raw, messy, divisive, and gave Dobbs a crack to break Roe. Marriage, it's clean. No one's hurt. No blood spilled. No one's bleeding. Not killing any babies. Two people sign a paper, and the world keeps spinning. Obergefell's not teetering on shaky ground. It's bedrock liberty. Shriver's push isn't a Trump rally cry. It's a solo act with no band. When he and his crew try to tie this to, quote, values, it's not about that. It's about control. But here's the truth. Gays for Trump isn't here to grovel. We're here because the Constitution's ours too. Stonewall showed we'll fight for it. The founders proved it's worth it. And we're not props in anyone's culture war. Not Trump's, not the GOP's, not the left's. We're Americans. Full stop. To the Puritans and power grabbers, back off. Here's the deal. The Constitution's ours. Stonewall showed us we'll fight for it. The founders proved it's worth it. And our constitutional republic isn't your damn canvas to repaint. It's ours to defend. And if that wasn't enough, we always do our hashtag Go Right Recap Remix on these articles. If I hadn't said it enough, here's the beat, fam. Gays for Trump, Go Right News are holding it down. Liberty over tyranny, rights over rule books. Shriver's marriage rollback dreams of theocratic stretch that doesn't match abortion's messy fight. And we're talking apples and oranges. Marriage is liberty without victims, and we're not letting it slip. Stonewall's fire, the founders' grit, and we've got it all. You want more? Swing by GoRightNews.com, GaysForTrump.org, and catch us on Rumble. The Hunt, hunt for hashtag GoRightWith Peter Boykin. Spreaker, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube. We've got multiple YouTube channels, TikTok, Facebook, X, Twitter, Parler, anywhere else I can figure out. Anywhere that counts. Reddit, that's another place. Drop a dime at Cash App, and I just changed it to $ Go Right News. If you want to help us out and support, it costs a little bit to do this stuff. Mostly it's not too much, but I've been trying to get supplies over the years and trying to make it a little bit better. Mostly it's my time, but it does cost money to keep the website going. So links are at gaysfortrump.org, GoRightNews.com, GoRightNC.com, and PeterBoykin.com. Keep pushing, keep shining. Liberty's ours to claim. And again, you can pick all of this up on GoRightNews.com. We're going to move along to the next image, which is the battle for liberty. The battle for liberty. DEI flags, historical purges, and the fight for a constitutional republic. I want y'all to note this image because some people in the conservative trans group, and yes, there's conservative trans, were kind of laughing about, oh, gotta love those AI images. I mean, folks, I like AI. I like how it makes eye, but somebody's like, gotta love those ideas with those three-engine bombers, and I'm like, well, 3 engines matter. I mean, it lost one. You see the little hole right there. I mean, also it's got to fit in this museum. I mean, it's a display, folks. But it's interesting when it comes out with these articles. So we're going to go right into it. The battle for liberty. DEI flags, historical purges, and the fight for the united constitutional republic. Imagine walking to a museum expecting to see the raw, unfiltered truth of history. Say the Enola Gay, for example, the B-29 bomber that changed the world when it dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. You stand there ready to grapple with the weight of that moment, only to find the exhibit scrubbed of context. Its descriptions flagged and removed because someone decided words like diversity or inclusion don't belong. Isn't just hypothetical. It's happening right now, and it's a wake-up call for every American that cherishes a liberty in our constitutional republic. As a constitutionalist for liberty with a moderate to conservative Republican slant, I'm sounding the alarm. The war over diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, but I will note the only item I see here is the equity. That should be equality. That would make more sense. Isn't just about politics. It's about the soul of our nation. It's about whether we preserve our history with all its trumps, triumphs, and scars, or let it be rewritten by those who hold power. A little too much 1984 going on, folks. Gays for Trump and Go Right News stands firm on this. We're not here to erase the past or bend to the ideological whims. We're here to defend the principles that built America and unite we, the people, to grow stronger together. So I know some people are going to freak out because I'm talking about Pete Hegseth or whatever, Hegseths. And we're going to be talking about the DEI purge. Oh my God, you're a Republican. Oh, the gays. We can let the gays in the Republican Party. Oh, look what they're talking about now. Oh, no. You know what? We're bringing sense. It's called inclusion from within. We're not freaking out like the left gays going, oh my God, look what they done. Oh my God. But we're trying to address these issues in a sensible manner. But we're going to talk about Pete Hegseth's or whatever DEI purge, which targeted the Enola Gay and beyond. Defense Secretary Pete has ignited a firestorm with an order to strip military platforms of DEI-related content, including over 26,000 images. One of them being the iconic Enola Gay bomber, named after Enola Gay Tibbets, mother of pilot Colonel Paul Tibbets Jr. This B-29 delivered the atomic bomb that ended World War II. Yet because its name includes the word gay, it's called in a dragnet. Boy, we talked about dragnet. Dragnet aimed at erasing diversity efforts. Photos of Tibbets posting proudly in front of his plane gone from the Pentagon's website. Images of Marine Corps Sergeant Major A.C. Gay and an Army Corps worker with the surname Gay flagged and purged too. Reports suggest the tally could be climbing up to 100,000 images across websites and social media, all in response to President Trump's executive order dismantling DEI programs in federal institutions. And I'm going to tell you, we're gays for Trump. I support Donald Trump. But I've said this before, DEI, woke, these are catchphrases. These are political terms that nobody really can figure out what their actual definition is. Everybody has a different opinion, just like Rhino. Everybody has a different opinion of what these terms mean. And when you sit there and you say, we need to get rid of all the DEI, well, for some, it's throw in the keyword gay and get rid of everything. So my opinion is this feels like a sledgehammer where a scalpel was needed. History shouldn't be collateral damage in a cultural war. Meanwhile, DEI flags threaten historical integrity at the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum recently flagged DEI-related terms in its Enola Gay exhibit, reigniting a decades-long battle over how we present history. The bomber's story has always been contentious. Some want it framed as a heroic mission that saved lives by ending the war. Others demand focus on the 140,000 lives lost in Hiroshima. I mean, it is sad. Now, stripping terms tied to, quote, woke ideology risks tipping the scales further, potentially sanitizing a complex narrative. Critics warn this could set a precedent. If political winds shift, will future administrations rewrite exhibits to suit their agendas? Throw in a little bit of fact expansion. The Enola Gay displays has been lightning rods since the 1990s, when veterans clashed with curators over its portrayal. This latest move only deepens the divide. With the Enola Gay purge, only over 26,000 military images are slated for renewal, with estimates suggested over 100,000 could go. This includes not just DEI events, like Women's History Month celebrations, but anything tangentially tied to flag terms. Pentagon spokesman John Yolot praised the rapid compliance, saying, in a rare cases that content is removed that is out of the clearly outlined scope of the directive, we instruct components accordingly. The Enola Gay, a symbol of American resolve, is now a casualty because its name trips a filter keyword. Imagine if you just walked in, your name happened to be gay. Gay butts. I mean, that's hilarious. But you just walked in. My badge don't work. Why can't I get my badge in? Well, looks like you've been deleted out of the CERN, Mr. Gay Butts. We're going to have to figure out what to do now. Oh, no. I mean, that's what can be going on. Now, here's the historical precedent. The Smithsonian's Enola Gay has faced backlash in 1994 when an initial draft included heavy focus on Japanese casualties, prompting veterans to demand a narrative honoring the crew. The compromise was a bare-bones display. Now even that's under scrutiny. The DEI scope. Now, Headschiff's order targets images of commemorative events, many tied to women and minorities who broke barriers in the military. And critics argue this erases their victories, not just the ideology. I can agree with that. That's what I'm having problems with. As a Republican and constitutionalist, I think that we need to be celebrating the diversity, the inclusion, the equality. If you ever take a trip down to go see the Constitution, below the Constitution is a great section And if it was going to label that DEI, it would take away our history. It shows you what we the people meant in the Constitution. It shows you about slavery and how we were built on slavery, how we grew, not liking it, but getting through it. And then it talks about women's rights and women's suffrage. And then even talks about the immigrants who came over here and built the railroads, etc. But they made their way and they became the first Americans. It even had a section somewhere that talked about the first black Republican. But if you take away all that, if you try to whitewash that with some kind of DEI, anti-DEI, anti-wokeness, you miss the point of America. You miss the point. Now let's move on. The alphabet backlash, sexuality labels under fire. Across conservative circles, frustration is boiling over a proliferation of terms like pansexual, gender fluid, and non-binary. One voice summed it up: I don't care if you're gay, straight, or bisexual, but quit making up new terms to mask your desire to be a hoe or just to go buy groceries. The sentiment reflects exhaustion with identity politics, with some trying it to leftist agendas. Yet plenty of queer, trans, and pansexual folks lean right or reject party lines entirely, proving sexuality and politics don't always align. I mean, gays for Trump. I mean, come on. We're the biggest example that gets overlooked. I mean, we do get overlooked. I complain so much. Donald Trump and other people have always done the women for Trump, the blacks for Trump, the Latinos for Trump, the young people for Trump, the men for Trump, etc., etc. But when it comes down to gays for Trump, we get vastly ignored and told that we're identity politics. But I'm like, what are the other stuff? Aren't that identity politics too? I mean, I don't understand it. Because if you had more gay people in the Republican Party working the scene, who could combat the craziness of the left who throw their craziest gays out there to mess with the Christians and it just the whole thing. But I don't think people want to fix it. I really don't think people want to fix it. I think there's too much money in politics. They really don't want to fix it. So the real problem isn't the labels. It's the weaponization of identity to divide us. Let's call it what it is and move on. Meanwhile, Google Maps ditched Pride Month recognition. Google Maps has reportedly pulled back on Pride Month visibility, sparking debate over corporate messaging. For years, the platform highlighted LGBTQ+, whatever, LMZ, whatever, friendly businesses and events with rainbow icons during June. Now some see this as a welcome shift to neutrality, arguing corporations shouldn't play identity politics. Others decry it as a step backwards, stripping away recognition for a community that's fought for visibility. And we did fight for visibility. Unlike Black History Month, which zeroes in on historical contributions, Pride Month blends celebration with advocacy, a distinction that fuels the divide. Google's move, no official statement confirms Google Maps change, but users report fewer Pride-related markers. It's unclear if this reflects a broader corporate pivot or a quiet response to cultural pushback. Opinion. If we're rethinking identity months, let's do it all across the board. I mean, consistency matters more than selective erasure, right? I mean, that's just when we're thinking. Well, let's move on to the Go Right or the Gays for Trump monologue. Folks, this is where we stand. Our constitutional republic is under siege, not by tanks or bombs, but by the slow drip of erasure. I'm a proud gay man. I am a proud gay man and Trump supporter. And I am a constitutionalist for liberty. And I'll tell you straight up, I don't care if you're gay, straight, or something in between. Our history belongs to us all. When I heard that Pete was purging images of the Enola Gay because its name has gay in it, I nearly lost it. This isn't about DEI. It's about a machine gun approach to a problem that needs precision. That bomber ended a war, saved countless American lives. And yeah, it's named after a woman, Enola Gay Tibbets. And now it's collateral damage in a war on woke? Ridiculous. And it's not just the military. The Smithsonian's flag in terms and exhibits like it's some grand crusade. But what's next? Rewriting the Declaration because it doesn't fit the latest ideology? Google Maps dropping Pride Month markers? Oh, fine. But if we're scraping identity politics and months and stuff, let's ditch them all. Black history, women's history, the lot. Fair's fair, right? Here's my take, and yeah, it's an opinion. Both sides are screwing this up. The left's obsessed with rainbow unicorns and alphabet soup, pushing labels like pansexual to the point of absurdity. But the right, we're not innocent either. We've got leaders who'd rather burn the house down than fix the leaks. Rhetoric that divides instead of unites. Promises broken to cozy up to the swamp. And we got to do better. For the sake of liberty and the Constitution, both sides must rise up above this mess. We, the people, can build America together, but only if we stop letting ideologues, left or right, rewrite our story. This isn't about coddling feelings or bowing to political correctness. It's about truth. The Enola Gay flew. Hiroshima burned. History happened. And no one gets to erase that because of a keyword filter or a culture war. We're gays for Trump. We're Go Right News. And we're here to fight a republic where liberty reigns, history stands tall, and we, the people, call the shots. That's a lot. So we're just going to do our little hashtag Go Right Recap Remix. If you haven't been paying attention, here's another shot at it. Here's a remix. DEI flags are flying. History's under fire, and the Enola Gays called in the crosshairs. Pete Hegseth's Purge is hitting hard. 26,000 images gone, maybe 100,000 by the end. Google Maps is ghosting Pride Month, and the Smithsonian's playing word police. Left or right, they're all to blame if we just let this spiral into a 1984 territory. I'll break it down. Let me stop right there when we're doing a recap. If y'all don't know what 1984 is, most of us don't read the book or anything, but 1984, especially in the digital age, was all about Big Brother changing things, rewriting history at a whim, and telling you can't step out of that. You can't say, oh, but that's not how it is. No, you had to go with the government told you, which was the new history, the rewrite, the whitewashing. And that is what I'm seeing here, folks. Liberty's the goal. Unity's the path. Let's quit the division and build something real. Check out GoRightNews.com and GaysForTrump.org for the full scoop. Hit up Go Right News on Rumble.com. Search for hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin on Spreaker, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, Twitter, and beyond. You want to fuel the fight? Drop a donation Cash App at $ Go Right News. Links are live at GaysForTrump.org, GoRightNews.com, GoRightNC.com, and PeterBoykin.com. Let's keep liberty loud and proud. And we'll see you on the right side of this fight. That's a lot, folks. That is a lot to digest. It's time we take back pride. It is time we take back pride. Oh, and by the way, Pride Month is June, and we will be celebrating Pride Month, as I normally do. July is usually American Pride Month. I'm planning on having a rally on Trump's birthday in Washington, D.C. I'm working on it for June 14th. Hopefully, we'll be able to do that without a hitch. But also remind you that May, if you go and look up May, what month is May? And it is, I believe it is I think it is like Armed Forces Day. Let me say. I think let me I'm trying to make sure. Yes. May is designated as National Military Appreciation Month in the United States. It's a time to honor and recognize the contributions and sacrifices of those who've served in armed forces. It's a month-long observance. It's a time to raise awareness and encourage celebration and appreciation of current and former military personnel. The U.S. Senate passed a resolution designating May as National Military Appreciation Month in 1999 with the first legislation supported by Senator John McCain and Representative Duncan Hunter along with 50 veteran service organizations. It has Loyalty Day, Public Service Recognition Week, Military Spouse Appreciation Day, Armed Forces Day, and Memorial Day. You can donate to organizations, you can attend events, you can offer discounts, you can connect with veterans. But that is what goes on in May, which is also my birth month, May. That is National Military Appreciation Month. I'm going to remind people multiple times because when June comes and when it's Pride Month, usually everybody goes, when did the military get a month? And I'm like, yeah, just missed it. It was May. Every year. May. And nobody talks about it. And that's a big problem. So I don't want to hear it when it comes to June when it's Pride Month. I don't want to hear when people complain, well, pride is a sin. Pride is a sin. No one has a problem when they singing, I'm proud to be an American. Well, just I know I'm free. Pride's never a problem until when it's Pride Month, right? And then they go, well, we're in a straight Pride Month. I'd gladly celebrate a straight Pride Month. I couldn't be here without my parents being straight and having me. I had no problem with that. Straight people also belong, they exist. So I'm fine with that. And believe me, you have your straight pride rallies. You got your spring breaks. You got all your football events. You got all the normal stuff that goes on in the world. It is a straight world in reality. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's move on to a little bit of stuff that's going on Gays for Trump's website. And then we'll wrap it up for the day. Okay, so again, I'm the administrator of Gays for Trump. It is on Facebook, and we have other things going on as well. And we get a lot of membership requests. I got, people trying to post and like a lot of the stuff that I've posted so far. And believe me, I'm playing devil's advocate on so many issues. And let's say I need to unmute the page so you can hear what's going on. So we're just gonna go down on some of the information that is on the page, and we'll just make a few comments about it. All right, starting with this one.
What's the darkest secret about LGBTQ plus people during World War II that nobody talks about? During the Holocaust, an estimated 10,000 to 15,000 gay men were arrested under paragraph 175, a German law that criminalized homosexuality. Many were sent to concentration camps and subjected to some of the most brutal treatments, including medical experiments, forced castration, and death. When Allied forces liberated the camps, Jewish survivors and other prosecuted groups were recognized as victims of genocide. But gay men, they weren't seen as victims at all. Instead of being freed, many were rearrested and sent to prison to serve out their remaining sentences under the same anti-gay laws that Nazis had. They were prisoners of the very countries that claimed to be fighting for freedom. What's also so upsetting is that for decades, the world refused to acknowledge these men. They were excluded from war reparations. Their suffering wasn't recognized in Holocaust memorials. It wasn't until 2002, 57 years later, that Germany officially apologized. And the worst part, paragraph 175 wasn't fully repealed until 1994. That means men were still criminalized for being gay nearly 50 years after the Nazis fell. This shows that even after the Nazis were defeated, the persecution of gay men didn't just disappear. Their stories were ignored for decades, reminding us why we must keep fighting for equality even today. Follow me for more queer history, and let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see me dive into next.
I'm really liking these guys' posts. They are the things that I was looking to accomplish during Pride Month, to talk about real gay history and things that people go through. And it is sad This isn't left or right. This is about people's freedoms. And as much as they freed people, gay men were still treated like dirt and locked up for being gay. Now remember, Donald Trump stated across the world that he wanted to end the criminality of homosexuals across the world. He called out at the union. It's funny some of the leftist gays want to forget that. They conveniently forget that actually happened.
My administration is working with other nations to stop criminalizing of homosexuality, and we stand in solidarity with LGBTQ people who live in countries that punish, jail, or execute individuals based upon sexual orientation.
Trump administration taking steps to decriminalize homosexuality around the world following the president's UN address back in September. Tomorrow, U.S. Ambassadors Rick Grenell and Kelly Craft host a UN Security Council event on the issue where they will plan to shine a light on the 70 UN member nations that still consider it to be illegal to be homosexual. Joining me now exclusively, Richard Grenell, U.S. Ambassador to Germany. Rick, good to see you. Thank you for being here.
See you. Thanks for doing this story.
You know what? It's important, and the president has spoken out about it. You say this is the first time that this has been a standalone effort by the United States on this. Tell me about
for the United States to sponsor a standalone effort. Look, you go to the UN, and there are 70 countries there in that room that criminalize homosexuality. 10 of them will kill you for being gay. So what Trump has done, what President Trump has done to really
Including, what are some of those countries that will kill people? We've seen horrific images of people being blindfolded, pushed off of the top of buildings,
right, Iran,
stoned.
Saudi Arabia. Look, we have a problem in the Caribbean. We have a problem in our own kind of neighborhood, if you will. So this is not just a Middle East problem. This is Africa. This is the Caribbean. And what we have to do is we have to solve this problem. We give a lot of money. Let's just take the example of Zambia, where they just convicted and jailed 2 people for being gay. They did it, and they said, we're doing this because you're gay. Okay. The United States gives Zambia $500 million a year in aid. What did Zambia do? When our U.S. ambassador said, you cannot do this. This is not right. You cannot jail someone for being gay. The government of Zambia has called for our ambassador to be removed, sent home. Now, what President Trump is doing is he's trying to say, look, this is something that we can all agree on. The religious community, the right, center, left, everyone can agree you shouldn't be criminalizing homosexuality.
Fascinating. I mean, is it going to get anywhere?
Look, I think we are making progress. We're doing a lot already. We're talking to, I personally have talked to a lot of countries, ambassadors and foreign ministers who criminalize it. So I think it's going to take 70 different plans. It's going to take a while, but we had to start, and we've started.
Good for you. And we wish you very good luck in that effort. I want to talk about one other issue before I let you go, because I know you have, sort of some people in Germany are not happy with some of the things that you're pushing in terms of the Nord Stream pipeline that's going to go from Russia to Germany. It's going to bypass Poland. It's going to bypass Ukraine. Why does this matter? And now there's legislation in the Senate that's going to pass the Senate, I believe, the president will sign, that's going to sanction some of the companies involved.
Yeah, so this is good. We've had a long-standing U.S. policy that Europe should diversify. It shouldn't get all of its gas from Russia. It's important to note that the Russian Nord Stream 1 pipeline we are good with. It's the Nord Stream 2, the one that's going to come on and give even more power to the Russians. This is something that we are supported by 17, 18 other countries in Europe who are saying to Germany, you shouldn't do this. So the Senate and the House have come together. It's now going to be on the president's desk to try to sanction this pipeline. We think that it's a long-standing policy of the United States government to push for diversification, and we stand with those 18 other countries in Europe that also agree with us.
Well, good luck on that, and good luck to you and our new UN Ambassador, Kelly Craft, in your efforts to change these rules in these 70 countries. We hope you get somewhere. Keep us posted. And it's good to see you in New York. Back in New York.
Nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see you.
They conveniently forget that actually happened. So we're going to move on to the next post. Of course, and I posted the, again, Gays for Trumps. I posted that. Okay, here's a different one. I'm really enjoying these gay history videos. This is exactly the kind of information we should be highlighting during Pride Month. Instead of one side turning it into a month of excess and debauchery, while some on the more conservative gay side try to shut down the rainbow and push us back in the closet. We should focus on our history and true roots. I'm tired of extremism on both sides. I'd rather see more education, understanding, and appreciation of where we came from. So let's listen to what he talked about here.
A gay man dressed up as a Nazi youth in order to save his lover during World War II. Sound like fiction? It's not. In Nazi Germany, under the shadow of hate and oppression, Gad Beck and Manfred Lewin found something rare, each other. But for Gad and Manfred, being not only gay but also Jewish, their love was doubly forbidden. When Manfred and his family were arrested and sent to a deportation camp, Gad refused to give up on him. Borrowing a Hitler Youth uniform, Gad walked into that Nazi detention center. He looked the guards right in the eyes and demanded that they hand over Manfred to him to help him with construction work, and miraculously, they believed him. Gad and Manfred walked out together, side by side. However, when Gad handed Manfred some money and told him to run straight to his uncle's and he'd meet him there, Manfred told Gad something that he will never forget.
Und bleibt stehen und sagt ganz ruhig, aber also ohne jede Erregung: Ich kann mit dir nicht kommen, Gott. Wenn ich jetzt meine Familie verlasse, die kranke Familie, bin ich in meinem Leben nie frei mehr. Ich habe mit ihnen zu gehen. Sagt nicht auf Wiedersehen. Dreht sich und geht zurück in meine Schule.
Manfred was sent to Auschwitz, where he was along with his whole family. Gad survived the war and actually decades later discovered a small book of poems that Manfred had written for him, a heartbreaking reminder of the love story that they could have shared. Follow me for more queer history and let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see me dive into next.
That is sad. His, other half or whatever came to save him, and he said, "I'm sorry, I can't go, because if I leave, my family will die." And he survived. He stayed for his family. And I said I'm seeing the truth in this. Too often, we allow others to stereotype the gay community in a way that demonize us, questioning why LGBTQ individuals, including teachers, doctors, and other professionals, are around children. But if you look at the statistics, the majority of those who harm children are not from our community. They are everyday people, often those who present themselves as pillars of society. That said, it's absolutely our responsibility to call out and hold accountability anyone in our community who preys on children, ensuring they face justice. However, we must not allow misinformation to fuel harmful narratives.
Thinking about that show called To Catch a Predator and the fact that they regularly catch husbands, fathers, sons, priests, faith leaders, community leaders, I've never seen them catch a drag queen. Can someone show me the episode?
I cannot believe we are exposing our kids to drag. Where was the uproar for this episode of The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody? Or all that? How about Victorious? How about this? Or this? This? Or this? How about for this? No uproar for the Powerpuff Girls? I mean, come on. No uproar for the aliens in drag? Or for this? We're just silent on this one? I don't recall the boomers ever complaining about their cartoons. How about for the video game representation of drag? I mean, this whole movie was essentially about a drag king. I don't remember hearing an uproar, though. How about one of the many times that Bart Simpson was in drag? Crickets. Don't recall this one being an issue either. How about the Fairly Odd Parents? Anybody remember that being canceled? Or this episode? This wasn't, grooming the children? How about the family-friendly musical Hairspray? And girl, don't even get me started on this entire franchise.
Oh, that's hard. Let's move on. Something a little bit more delightfully. So while this kid is really creative, I would like to say the youngest dressmaker, but we do all know that kids, not this one, a lot of kids are forced into child labor to sew. Glad to see one who actually enjoys it. So let's watch this. Come with Max to Japan to make a dress. There's another video having this kid.
And takes you for a spin. Ooh la la la. C'est magnifique. When every night your loved one la la la, c'est magnifique. But when one day your loved one drifts away, oh la la la, it is so tragique. But when once more he whispers je t'adore, oh la la la, c'est magnifique. Oh la la la, c'est magnifique. Ooh la la.
Love it. Love that dress. That's so nice. Um,
La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. Sempre una amabile, leggiadro viso, in pianto in riso e menzognero. La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero. E di pensiero.
Of course, nobody's really commenting on this. Here's another thing. It's a sewing machine. It's a sewing machine. This is proof that you are born this way.
It's a sewing machine. It's a sewing machine. It's a sewing machine! Oh my god, I'm gonna make the Gaunt the Wing costume, make me St. Louis, the Wizard of Oz.
You're gonna make the Wizard of Oz costume?
Yes!
Which one?
Dorothy.
I mean, that's just adorable. It's like, hey, Niall, there's nothing wrong with a guy having a sewing machine. You know how hard it is to find 31-inch in length? Seamstresses are expensive these days. And here's RuPaul, another diva. People are like, oh my gosh, so much gay stuff and gays for Trump. Oh my god, I couldn't expect it. Just, you know, the gay agenda. We're talking about gay stuff. But, you know, I try to pick the best berries off the bunch that aren't too extreme. We're not sitting there talking about politics all day. And my page is gone bad. So RuPaul's always a hoot.
Okay, you know, when I have acid indigestion or heartburn, I take a teaspoon of baking soda and put it into a glass of water, stir it up, and drink it. Now, here's about a teaspoon right here. I'm going to put this in here and stir it up. And it works like magic. In fact, you know, even going through TSA, they say, what's in this jar here? I say, it's baking soda. I'm over 60, ma'am. So anyway, stir this up. You drink this, I drink this, and within 60 seconds, your stomach is settled. It neutralizes the acid in your stomach so that you don't have an upset stomach or heartburn anymore. It's a brilliant trick. Ooh. 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 It's delicious. Now, all you gotta do, wait 60 seconds, and your stomach, it settles. Boom.
That's the truth. It is like, who says what drag is? When people say, I don't want drag queens reading to children, you know, but do you let a clown read to a children? Do you let, you know, people dressed in costumes around your children? You know, it's all about the context and what people are saying, what they're doing around your children. You should be wary of whoever is around your children. But demonizing drag queens just because they're around children, I think it's BS.
As my sister likes to refer to it, the gays. I think she thinks we all live on the same block. We've long been referred to as friends of Dorothy. Yeah. And supposedly that's because Judy Garland played little Dorothy Gale in The Wizard of Oz and sang the ever iconic Somewhere Over the Rainbow. The gays loved it so much we actually adopted the rainbow as our international symbol of pride. Which is so ironic considering how difficult it is to make any of those colors work together in one outfit. The rainbow is to the gays as cheetah print is to girls from New Jersey. Like, you know it doesn't look good on anybody, but damn it, it is part of your heritage. So you cover yourself in it from head to toe, and you dare anybody to call you tacky. But enough about Michelle Visage.
Think drag isn't political? Then you've never heard of Sister Boom Boom.
Hello, Sister Boom Boom. Well, hello, darling. How are you today?
Sister Boom Boom was part of the legendary Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, a group of radical drag nuns that emerged in the 1970s. You know, it started as a joke. Some queens in nun habits marching through the Castro in San Francisco in 1979. But the sisters became one of the fiercest activist groups for LGBTQ people in history. And then there was Jack Fertig, aka Sister Boom Boom, who took their activism even one step further. Instead of just protesting politicians, she became one. In 1982, she ran for San Francisco's Board of Supervisors, shaking up the system with a campaign that was part performance art, part protest, and entirely serious.
I wanted to bring some imagination and humor to the election. So many people are alienated from politics because it's so dreary and people take themselves so seriously. So I thought I'd be the most honest politician in the race and people could identify with that.
Sister Boom Boom actually did really well in the election. She got over 23,000 votes and the city freaked out. San Francisco politicians, unwilling to admit that they were scared of a drag nun, passed a law banning candidates from using fanciful names on the ballot. That law is still called the Sister Boom Boom Law today. So next time someone tells you that drag isn't political, remind them. A drag nun once got 23,000 votes and forced an entire city to rewrite its election laws. Follow me for more queer history and let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see me dive into next.
All right, thanks for tuning in to #GoRight with Peter Boykin, and this has been the Normal Gay Agenda with Gays for Trump. And we thank you for tuning in.
Let me tell you, folks, we have the greatest gays, the best gays, and nobody loves the gays more than Trump, believe me. And we have this tremendous group, Gays for Trump, fantastic people. And let me tell you about their leader, Peter Boykin. He's doing incredible work, just incredible. Some people say, sir, how do you get so much support from the gays? And I tell them, because we win, okay? We make America great for everyone, including the gays. Peter, he's a fighter, a real fighter, not like those weak rhinos. No, he stands up for what's right. They tried to cancel him. They tried to shut him down. But guess what? He's still here, just like me. They can't stop us. They don't know what to do with us. And let's be honest, folks, under Trump, America was the most gay-friendly because we had jobs, we had freedom, we had strength. The gays loved it. Everybody loved it. Now look at Biden. Total disaster. Very bad for the gays, very bad for everyone. But don't worry, we're coming back and we're going to make America fabulous again.
From the Facebook feed to the front page news, breaking it down with a red skate groove. Freedom first, that's how proud, so move your feet. No filter, no shame, no fear. The normal gaze agenda's here. Oh, it's the normal gaze. Turn it up, we're here to slay. The normal gaze agenda's here. We're loud, we're proud, we're making waves. From the Facebook feed to the front page news, breaking it down with a red state groove. Freedom first, that's how we play. No fake news, we keep it straight. We're loud, we're proud, we're making waves. We're loud, we're proud, we're making waves. From the Facebook feed to the front page news, breaking it down with a red state groove. Freedom first, that's how we play. No fake news, we keep it straight. Dancing through the politics, look at she's now get lit. The normal gay jetty coming from gay Spartron. If no fake news, we spill it straight. Free, blind, all gay, normal bias, normal lesbian. We are all equal in God's eyes. Freedom first, that's how we play. No fake news, we keep it straight. Dancing through the politics, look at she's now get lit. Taste the charm, standing with God. The normal gay agenda coming from gay Spartron. Stealing no fake news, we spill it straight. Free, blind, all gay, normal bias, normal lesbian. We are all equal in God's eyes. We're shaking up the whole damn room. Louder now, let's make them say. We go right, we bring the light. Shining strong, we're taking flight. We go right, we bring the light. Freedom first, that's how we play. No fake news, we spill it straight.
One nation under God!